Hey guys, Monday, January the 20th, 2025. Let's see what the Black Widow wants to do today. So far, it looks like we got this nice little gap, price action gap to the downside. Measure the market profile. You can see that we got a value area high of 363. That hasn't been violated, but we got a value area high of 414. Kind of see some support here. It failed here, but there's a lot of support here. So it looks like it wants to go and fill this gap. So that target is probably going to be 391. I'm looking at the February contract, but don't worry, I'll be looking at the March for you March traders. Let's look at our simple glance chart. In the weekly, we have a weekly MACD sell signal, daily sell or negative, and PPS sell signal. We haven't gotten in the mobiles, so it's still kind of choppy, but below the 200 SMA on the weekly. This is starting to look a little negative. If you look at the trend, it's up, but the Hekanashi is already getting a full body candle and it's white, so it's already starting to look a little negative. And the MACD is already crossed over. Let's look at the daily real quick, and you can see that the daily, we got a negative candle. We're back in Chop Fest. Chop Fest anywhere between 406 all the way to 370. And MacDaddy is negative, chopping around the 20, trying to hold that 78, 378. So let's see what's going to happen, if we're going to break down or get out of this rut. But we're back in Chop Fest. Let's close out. Let's go into our geometry. Look at our APF. One thing about the APF, we zoom out a little bit. You can see that we already failed your midpoint from these two pivots. But since we have two, we're still above the midpoint. So it's going to be a thing of just kind of looking to see if nat gas, one, could fill that gap, and if it's going to have a tough time with the midpoint. And that's going to be the challenging part as of now. What else is important here? FT levels. It's new that I added my levels. We're bouncing off the DNA levels of nat gas. So that's looks interesting that it found support there. Gann retails. It looks like you failed the 1x2. That's what I call it. The Gann fan retail. And the 3x March the 5th, Gann grid, we're still finding support at the 1x2. It hasn't cracked that yet. Let's see, anything else here? Gap fill, obviously 391 to 381. That right there, we got 3. I'm sure this is going to get filled. The statistics shows that it bounces from here and then it gets a little crazy, but you know, statistics are statistics. They work out, sometimes they don't. Trend line, we're still holding this, so this is going to be one you want to watch. It's important of all the stuff I've been showing you with the the 1x1s and the geometry and the vector points. There's a lot of stuff there, all kind of lining up. You want to keep an eye on this. Let's see, anything else? This is my swing trade. These are the dates that I had here marked. I know the 13 wasn't marked, but this is more astrological. This 16 picked a failed new high. And we got the 27th, that there is something significant astrologically on top of the vector, which is the geometry and all the other things I've been showing you. So this is very an important date. Let's go straight into our midpoint, and I'm using the February contract, which is this side, and our March. So far we got a gap here. First target for the March guys is going to be your 390. Once we get there, after that target, you're going to, and that guy looks like it may want to go to the midpoint of the week, which is like 404, 405. So far, we're getting a PPS buy signal on the hourly. Mobiles are positive, but we got to be careful because the 4-hour is still weak. So this is more of a scalp, or people that want to get in now and kind of ride this a little higher. So your first target, yeah, would be 405. First target would be fill the gap. Once we can fill the gap at 390, then 405. That's the bigger target there. For the February contract traders, you want to fill the gap at 391. Once you fill 391, I think you probably want to kiss the quadrant, which is 397 and then 405. Those are the two targets here. At 391 low, quadrant, which is 397 and then 404. These are the bigger targets that I'm watching for this week. Once we get there, so I think I'm going to go long on this. So I'm just going to wait, maybe for a little pullback. But so far, it's climbing up at 344 and at 384 over here. So the time to get in was around 6:30. And I missed that opportunity because I was doing something else. I got distracted. But that's the game plan. I want to see if I could kind of write a little entry here to the upside. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video. I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on nat gas.